Morning guys, John here, Mr. Forex Fire. So if you'd seen the video yesterday, I went over, which will be in the challenge chat as well, the link to that, and I'll put a link in it right here. I was going through a concept of forgetting about smart money and doing what we call smart trading. Okay. Now, what that implements is you've got your stop loss in the fire trade that I call is normally a breathable space, just allows the markets to breathe. And instead of putting your whole whatever risk or lot size to your entry area with a very refined sort of stop loss, where 70 to 80% of the time they're going to be stop hunted and stopped out, I've gone through a concept of a more smarter trading aspect where I'm allowing the markets to breathe. And instead of, let's say, just for a round number, 1.0 lot size, instead of putting that here and having a 10 pip stop loss, I'm using that 1.0 lot size in increments of an allowance for a daily allowance. And it doesn't matter whether it's on the same trade or whether you split it up into 2 or 3 trades through the day. We then use that breathable space of what I put in for my stop losses, and we put in levels underneath where 80 to 90% of the time you're going to endure drawdown. So all it does is it splits that whole lot size up into levels underneath. So if it comes down and hits those levels, it will then give you a deeper discount. And not only that, as it goes back towards the break-even area, you will find that you are already in profit before the first initial one starts getting into profit as well. But I also used an exit manager, which was part of an older group that some of us were with. I've still got that on my computer, and I was showing that and showcasing it. And I'm going to show you how to put it on your computer. Okay. So what we need to do first of all is I need to share my screen. Make me a little bit bigger. Go over to parallels. And this is what I was using yesterday. We started on a 10K account and it worked really well. We made a count up to just over £100 profit. It was part of an FTMO demo challenge I was doing. And you only need £500, and I got the 100 within the first year. So to install it, okay, you need to go to File. You need to go to Data folder. Okay. You need to go to MQL4. Okay. You then need to go to Experts. Okay. Let's take a look. There we are there. And what you do from there, guys, I'll just make this a little bit smaller. Make that a bit smaller. What you need to do is get the folder, okay, copy, go back to your MQL4 folder and Experts folder, right click and paste into here. Okay, I already have it in. It's there. It's called the EFX Manager. From there, guys, you will need to right click anywhere on here and click refresh. When you do that, you will see it will populate into here. Okay, that is the first part done. If you have any questions, put them inside of the advanced chat area. Now, I'm going to run through. Let's take a look. You need to make sure auto trading is clicked on. So you will see the green face and the smiley face. When it is clicked off, the smiley face will be a frown. Okay. And it'll be red. So before you use this and before you put the settings, make sure you're on green. But for this purpose, I don't want anything to trigger. Excuse me. I'm going to show you the settings with it, obviously with it turned off, because I don't want anything to trigger on this account. Drag and drop over to your area. Okay. Click yes. And then it shows you the variables in this. Okay. Leave the time frame as current. So if you ever change your time frames, the settings will stay on any of those time frames. Now, because I'm using this on my fire trades, my first TP is 20 pips, okay? You can change this to 10 pips if you wish, but I have it set to 20 pips. So when it gets to 20 pips, I want it to go to 3 pips above the break-even area. So when it activates the 20 pips, it moves my stop loss to just above break-even. So if it returns down to 3 pips, it means I banked 3 pips. It just means I started with a 0 balance, but I ended up with a little bit off the table, okay? Take profit level. This is the level of where you want to take some profit. You could have this at 10 pips. You could have it at 15 pips, okay? I would possibly put it at 10, to be fair, okay? Put it at 10 pips. Lots to close. Now, this is dependent on the lot size that you use. Now, I've been putting a 0.2 or a 0.25 on each individual trade. So lots to close. I would put this at a 0.10, okay? So you're basically halving it. You're going to take, at this stage, once this gets to 10 pips, you're going to take half of the partial off, okay? When it gets to 20 pips, it's going to move your SL to just above break even, okay? You leave the trailing stop, and you leave, in fact, the trailing stop, you can put at 20 pips as well, right? So you might want to take a screenshot on this. So you've got, on the fire trades, we have the pips to break even. We are going to have it set to 20 pips. That pips above the break even is going to be set to 3. So once we activate the 20 pips, your stop loss becomes 3 pips in profit, and it stays at that, okay? Now, if this was to move to, say, a 23 pips, this would move your stop loss to 6 pips of profit. So it's moving the stop loss in conjunction with that 20 pip gap, okay? So once you go to 10 pips of profit, okay, you're going to close half of your lot size. So you're going to close a 0.11 lot size, or you could simply just leave that at 0% to close 0.5%, right? So you're closing half of the trade off, okay? So again, let's run through that. I'm just going to save this a minute, and we'll talk you through again, because I want to do this nice and slow so it's easy to follow. You're opening up your chart, okay? Let's get a cup of coffee. When you open up your chart, you need to go to File, Open Data Folder. You go to MQL4. You need to open Experts. You need to then let's get this. You need to then, let's move this here. Copy the EFX file, Exit Manager, okay? The file will be below this as well. You need to right click and copy it into your Experts folder. I already have it in, okay? From there, you need to right click on the navigator, refresh, okay? It will then populate this on. You then drag and drop it onto your Forex pair. And when you first have it on the Forex pair, the grid will show this, okay? So you need to allow live trading, allow DLL imports, okay? So it's on the left, it's tick, untick, tick, okay? Tick, tick, untick. So screenshot this. Inputs, based upon the fire trades, okay? You can have this set differently if you wish. Time frame current, pips to break even, 20, okay? I want 3 pips above my SL, where the SL will move to. Take profit, I want 10 pips, okay? And I want to close a percentage to make it easier rather than lots to close. I want to close 0.5%, so 0.5%. And then from there, the trailing stop, I want to set this at 20 pips. So as it moves up to 20 pips, it will move the SL. So in this instance of the TP1, the TP2 on the fire trades, when this hits 40 pips of the TP2, the SL will move to the 20 pip plus the 3 of profit, okay? And it's not until it moves down and hits the SL, it'll close out the whole trade, okay? The more it moves up and it has that 20 pip gap, the SL moves in with it, okay? So it gives you a greater chance to hit the final TP of 100, okay, guys? So that is how you do the exit manager. I'll just pause the video. I'll be back in a second. Hi guys, and for a final thought, if 1 or 2 of you want to test something for me, for the guys that do the ADR stuff on the currency strength, if you want to try and give that exit manager a go, okay, give it a test run. Please do it for around about a week, okay, when you're setting up your trades on the currency strengths. And if you can do, please get back to me. I mean, I don't know whether if Andy watches this or if Andy's watched this, give it a go, give it a try, mate. Let me know what it's like with this exit manager, so we can see if it works well for the currency strength as well. But that's how we would use it based upon the fire trades. And going on the fire trades, yesterday was a phenomenal day. To be fair, it really was on fire. We can have a look. 1st of March, we can see from continuing from the back end of yesterday, we hit 100 pips on the British pound JPY. We then come in and we took 20 pips, 40 pips. We went up to 60 pips on the silver. Full take profit on that. That was the 60 pip hit. I'm sure that went to 80 to be fair as well. 20 pips. 20 pips, 40 pips, 40 pips, 80 pips, and 100 pips. So yesterday it was raining the pips all over. With regards to the exit manager, we did the exit manager as a test on the FTMO. The FTMO was a 10K, 500 quid profit was needed. And just to give you guys a little bit more of awareness, if I had left the exit manager running, okay, just let this bit sink in. If I had let that exit manager run, I had to turn the computer off because I had to go and do other things. I didn't want to leave things on while I was out of the house, to be fair. This exit manager would have went on to hit that £500 profit in a day, easy, because we had already staged in and we come into a deeper retracement. So we had 2nd stage entries, okay? And the top stage on that, on the take profit, was a couple of £100. So coming into a deeper one, there was £200 profit potential on 100 pips here. And then there was about 250 or so to £270 of profit on the 2nd stage entry from the bottom one. That, again, would have went on the same as this, went on at the final TP. That, in conjunction with what was already hit, that would have been suffice to push us through an FTMO challenge within 1 day. Again, it's not always going to be the case for that, okay, with the smart trading aspect, okay, in quote and brackets. What we're looking at is trying to simplify the process, because I'm getting a lot of questions and queries, and the same things from guys asking, how do I trade manage and how do I do these? It's a bit similar to how this process is to how I do it, but I have the benefit where I can sit in front of the computer and manage my trade. Not everybody can do that. Okay, not everybody can do that. But if you can be at the computer, set up this exit manager, and then be able to walk away from it, whether it's through a server or just on your own computer, and just let it do its thing while you're not there, and let it manage the trades for you, then happy days, okay? We've just got to understand, and please remember this, the full lot size that you were going to use on the top end, okay, when you are condensing that down and chopping it into bits, 80 to 90% of the time, very, very high, you are going to go into drawdown regardless. So instead of having all your eggs in one basket on one line, section it up to 2 or 3 entry levels underneath. So when it comes in, touches, and then reverses out, you've got a good chance to be able to get some more pips off the table. Because again, smart money and risk to reward, for me personally, it opened my eyes up a little bit when I first started seeing it. It was great. But when, like I say, I step back and I look at everything from a big bird's eye view, when I look at everything and things like that, smart money it's good if you can hit them. But at the same time, it can mess with your mindset, simply because if you're hitting 4, 5, 6 SLs in a row, not everybody's got the strong mindset to understand that if they get the 7th or the 8th, which will only be 2 winners out of the 5 or 6 losses, then you're going to be massively in profit. But again, you want something in place that's going to be working on the same aspect, but at the same time, it's allowing the price to breathe in and out. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please put them inside of the advanced chat area. Okay, guys, please put that inside of this area here so we can have a chat about it. The video is going to be dropped in here, and I might drop 1 or 2 other things with setting up your indicators for your pip count and that as well. I know that's already in here, but I'm just going to try and keep everything together. So I hope that made sense, that video. I'm going to do a follow-up with today's fire trades and the exit manager today. I'll be looking at the charts later on this afternoon. Got a few things to do this morning, but I'll be on the charts this afternoon, giving out those trades, and hopefully we can continue the 100% strike rate that we've got so far this month. Because yesterday, let's take a look. Just want to have a look at something. Let's have a look. We'll just make that bigger. Right, so if I just make that 50%, this is the main, okay? It's 82% strike rate on all this, 1,630 pips called. Month to month, obviously December, we started this just before Christmas. We had 80 pips here. We had an 82% strike rate in January, 540 pips. And guys, when I say this, I seriously mean this from the bottom of my heart, right? I'm very upfront and honest with everything I do. When I say things will get busier and the trades will get better, like more called out, and there'll be more pips to be caught, I genuinely mean that, because I did this for another group, and we had the strike rate was fantastic, and it was raining pips month to month all the time. February, we had an 850 pip count, because some of them went on yesterday. That one it is a winner. It's not still active. It's won. It went on to hit the final TP. 850 pips on the month of February. 88% strike rate. So far in March, yesterday, we've taken 160 pips in one day. 160 pips in one day. In conjunction with yesterday, it's exceeded over 300 pips. Okay. So again, guys, just put anything that you want inside of the advanced chat area, okay? If you are stuck in putting this on your computer, and I'll see if required, I'll possibly can get on maybe a one-on-one with you to try and get it set up. But I hope that all makes sense to you. I'll catch you all later.